All right, we are up and running, folks. Hello, Internet. So, fun news. Tommy figured out how to get our bot and stuff to be tweeting Blue Sky. So now I don't have to do the Blue Sky tweet anymore. That's automated now. All I have to do is flip the proverbial light on the Blue Sky account for ours and mine to say that we're live, and then retweet the tweet on my account. So, hooray! Less things I have to worry about at the start of a stream. I just have to make sure it goes through. So, hooray! But we're gonna do back to the Chemy Cat stuff tonight. Of course it did. Actually, I didn't even open up the thing to check Mastodon. Let me see. Let me make sure it posted the Mastodon. Yeah, I posted the Mastodon. Yeah, I guess the only thing is that the automated tweet doesn't have the hashtags and stuff, but that stuff doesn't seem to be really that important on Blue Sky anyway, so it's fine. Leave them in for the schedule, but that's about it. Doesn't seem to draw that much. But yeah, I think we're just going to focus on getting the Kiva head done tonight, because that's probably going to take most of the stream. Fair enough. So I'll probably, yeah, getting the Kiva head done will probably take my stream. I did get it cut out, but I had to throw it in the paint, cut it out initially there, and then throw it in the Photoshop, because Photoshop's like, I don't recognize that format. And I go, it's a fucking PNG. What the fuck are you talking about? But it's that web-based image format converted to a PNG, so Photoshop's probably like, meh, I don't know what that is. Whatever. I got it cut out, so it's fine. That should help. But first, show some stuff off real quick. So I believe we talked about all of Defenders. Let me grab additional thing. Hopefully it loads. Talked about everything that's in the Defenders wave. Actually, yeah, this will work better because the entire wave's just in there. But we got... Actually, I'll just grab this image because that's, well, that next is relevant. We had the entire Defenders wave revealed last time we talked about it. But now we have the chases. So we've got Decium Rise Claw Z, which is a upgraded version of Delta Rise Claw from the last Ultra Fight Galaxy we got. There's not much more to that. It's there for basically one attack and then it's done. It's just as you can see, it's just a black and gold version of Delta Rise Claw. That's basically it. We also get, which will load, Z Original with the new gen cape. That popped up in the most recent, I think, no, not the most recent, the last, like, recap show that they did. And now Jeet has one in the most recent one, and they gave, Omega the last of his, like 4 cardinal directions, monsters upgrade. Then we've got Glitter Tiga, which, as you can see, is just a gold version of Tiga. Nothing fancy there. And what I have dubbed the Ghost of Scavenger. Just this clear light blue with the knocked out eyes version of Scavenger, which I've just dubbed Ghost of Scavenger because he just looks like a ghost. They replaced the ones you'd expect from the same wave. But they did toss this in, which I know I saw before, but I was like, that's probably just an edit of Galaxy S, G Galaxy Rising we've gotten before. I don't know why this is here in association with Defenders. Well, apparently, it's some sort of special, like, fancy giveaway that, like, when you open the figures, if you get a ticket, you can redeem that ticket to get this version of G Galaxy Rising for some reason. I think they did this with the Defenders wave before. I do not remember offhand, but I think they did. So that's the thing. So yeah, that's there. And for those curious, the Guts Falcon, might have those backwards. Basically, the two trigger vehicles that they've released in Defenders, between the two Defenders wave and now this Ultraman Defenders wave, they are compatible. So you can't hook them up like they can in the show. So hooray for compatibility. And then there's your wave layout as a reminder for those who are curious. The chases basically replace the ones you see up top. But otherwise, this is our wave layout. And then there's your fancy pictures of the chases. Don't worry about that yet. And then last night, they showed off the rest of the second wave for Blocky's Wheels Transformers. I think, did someone post the list in the Discord? Or was that on? I think it was on TFW. 1 second. I will get a list of what's in the wave, because I do not know offhand. Or not. I saw that elsewhere. Well, piss. All I know is that one of them is Cosmo, because he's the little UFO guy with the checkered flag. I do not know to remember exactly who all else is here. But yeah, there's the last 8 of them. And then there's your full wave minus chases, I believe. We'll probably get the chases tonight in like an hour. I believe. But we had this thing drop. So we officially, after, I think it was like rumored for a small little bit, we have G7 for the Agito movie, and this is Hikawa, i.e. the primary user of the G series of units in that show to start with, will be G7 in this movie. They did also put out a new trailer. It basically showed off just about everybody who's showing up in this movie. They also released, I don't know if the Twitter has the image. 1 second. Did they put the relationship chart on Twitter? They did not. Darn. Oh well. But in the trailer, they do show this kind of like just forming around Hikawa, so he, I guess, will have a proper henshin instead of just donning the armor. Also, a version of the belt. I think all the straps and the side plates and stuff That's still the same as the G series. It's just this new front plate. So I don't know what that means because I think a new rumor has said that there's a CSM Agito thing in development or coming for the anniversary. They've already done a CSM Agito's driver that I don't remember the name offhand. I would guess it'll just be like a 2.0 version of it with whatever new things they want to add to it, or just a straight reissue of it. But they might give us a CSM of the G series belt, since basically the G3 riders are like the leads of this show, because the relationship chart they put out states that Suichi has lost his ability to transform. So Agito will be not appearing in his own movie. I feel like that's twice now for like anniversary movies, and that's a concerning thing. But anyway, G7 looks nice. I'm assuming the whole 4-horn setup is a reference to Burning and Shining. Well, at least Shining, because Shining has a 4-horn setup. Agito normally has a 4 horns, but only for the finisher, and I assume that's going to be the case for this as well. That's what it's referencing. Yeah, it looks nice. Has a sword. He's a fairly basic standard sword. Wonder if he has anything else, but that's basically it. Yes. There is, I think, like one leak thing. I'll probably save it for TGS this weekend. Just in case we get some more info. But we have another Pokemon Lego set with a small bit of details. But we don't have much more besides it will have this, and it looks like this, and here is the price tag on it. And boy howdy, if you thought Tavi's like oof reactions for the Pokemon sets were wonderful, don't worry, he's gonna have another one. We'll wait on that. But yeah, we'll get chipping away at stuff. As I am once more distracted by Discord stuff. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just a little tired, even though I slept half the day today. My sleep schedule has been a bit erratic. Just because I haven't been feeling the greatest the last few days. I have really needed distractions, so spoilers for things that I've played the last couple of weeks. For Sunday, I've done all of Wario World. I forgot the thing I was after. Oh shoot, it's on desktop. I forgot I did not. Or it's not. What? Oh, right. Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. You can tell I'm out of it because I just literally put this picture somewhere, and then I completely forgot where I put it. I am incredibly out of it tonight, folks. How do I even want to make this? The better question is, how much room do I have to play? So that's 55. We want less. That's 45. Want more. 50, I guess? 50 across? Makes it like we'll go with that. Okay. Thank you. For the white. Before anyone has a fit that it's not center, bear in mind the head is angled in the picture. So we kind of have to like just assume a center and then we'll just mirror from there. As well. That should just be a straight angle. Oh, yep. Oh, by the way, since someone poked me on Discord this week, I think it was actually yesterday, being like, can you do Ace Attorney 2? I went ahead and did the check for Ace Attorney 2, made sure it was fine, and then fixed the one thing for Ace Attorney 3, and then redid the categorization on it, and posted all those to the manual Discord. So there's an Ace Attorney 1, 2, 3 manual archipelagos now, just out there for those that desire it. A couple folks in there have made suggestions on how to change it, but I don't think they're really gonna do that much. Because what they suggested was, let me grab my doc, because I think it will help illustrate this. At least illustrate what I think they're suggesting. So what they're suggesting, I think, is to take the requirements off of the individual checks and put them basically on the episode markers. Since the title update put in all these episode markers for specific segments of the game. I don't think that will work that well, because there's still evidence that would be required past the initial check for it. So I think it's still going to end up a little bit linear. Honestly, I just don't think you can avoid a linear progression of the cases. with how Ace Attorney is as a video game, I don't think you could just ignore that. I don't think there's a workaround. I think it's also important that like you have only so many save files, and then taking it off of a linear progression, I think is going to cause that to happen a lot more, especially if you try to run, or even just within one game. I think you're gonna have like so many segments free flowing all the time. It's just like it's too much. I think it'd be too much and too confusing as a randomizer. If it was just like, all right, now you're hopping into this checkpoint and then that checkpoint. I think it's just too much, personally. But yeah. What I did do for 3 at least, I have to go back and do this for 2 and 1 eventually when I feel like it. So before, the checks were split up by this. The problem is that there's too many of these, and so many of them have only so many checks within them. Comparatively speaking. So if we go basically over here, because I think this is the big... Case 5 is like the big, like, example of this. Like, just in this segment here, you have 2 checks in within category, then 3, then 2, then 4, then 1. That's crap. That's terrible to split up. So what I've done is I've just went from here to here as one category in terms of the tracker. The same from here to here, and I left the quarter turn on its own. So basically, turnabout memories went from having, I think it's what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories down to 3. This gets them all like down to like something more reasonable. I'll do the same for 2 and 1, like I said, eventually, because those setups are in there now. But that'll take time. That will require me to work on it, and I just have to have the desire to work on it. But yeah, I don't think you can get away from the linear nature of Ace Attorney in a randomizer. It's just not happening. That is just what the game is. There's only, at the very least, you can mix up what cases you're doing, which is also why, hey, Devil's Buddy, which is also why I have it as default of not solving every case, because if you're trying to solve every case for the Ace Attorney, for any of the 3 Ace Attorney randomizers, you're just doing the full game at that point. You're just doing the cases in a random order. At least having less case completions than there is max. That does mean you are going to be solving different cases every time. Should. And if Tommy can get 3 hooked into the trilogy version he did, that should, in theory, mean you'd be solving any 6 cases across all 3 games. So that'd be a little bit better. Oh, I don't need... I have learned that this arc button is like way better than that freehand draw tool, to be honest. Because this does everything I need it to do. Yeah, Marathon came out today. I watched like one person stream it for a little bit. And then someone else I follow was like, hey, by the way, Slay the Spire 2 came out today, and I went, oh boy, something I actually care about. And now I have their stream on in the background while I work. So yeah, the more important game came out today, which is Slay the Spire 2. You should go play Slay the Spire 2. It's the better video game, I promise. It even has built-in co-op now. The little bit I paid attention to was like, yep, this sure looks like the Marathon I've seen from trailers and stuff, so... Granted, I also watched this launch cinematic they put out, and there's a segment in there that I go, can you do this in the current video game? No? Then why is this in the trailer? That was like the coolest part of that cinematic. And you're telling me you can't do that in the video game? Why the fuck not? What are you doing? What are we doing here? I saw that, and much like everybody else in the Discord I was in, I was like, why is his suit not green? Why did you... What are we doing here? This green goddamn lantern, why is his suit not green? Why is it brown? Why did you make the suit brown? Otherwise, I'm just like, well, this is kind of a boring version of what this could be, so bleh. Also, it's not a movie, it's a show. At least I'm pretty sure it should be a show on HBO Max. Oh, okay. How many episodes is this thing even running? Oh, 8. Cool. Look, that's fine because that's what the Green Lanterns are, but they're not doing that in space. They're doing that on Earth. Why? You're space cops. You should be doing space cop stuff, not Earth cop stuff, while pretending to be space cops. That's not how this... Why'd you pick the boring version of this? You picked the boring version. I mean, that'd probably be fine, but again, they picked the boring version of this. They made a normal cop show when they should have been making a space cop show, and they forgot that these guys are space cops, and that was the fun. They forgot the fun, guys. They forgot the fun. They made a boring show instead of a fun show. So yeah, that's all I feel about it. Yep, I saw that and was like, well, you made a boring video game. Congratulations, you're dead. Goodbye. And people being like, I blame the video game awards. Why? The only reason they got the numbers they did start with was because they were at the video game awards. If they weren't at the video game awards and everything else was the same, this game would have died and you wouldn't have fucking given a shit to start with because you would have never heard about this fucking video game. Literally, that is the beginning and end of that conversation. Yeah. And man announces like 20 games every fucking show he's in. That the odds are not that high for you to die if you're at a Keighley show. Do you even realize how much shit Jeff Keighley shoves into every single goddamn show of his? It's a lot. It's way more than he ever fucking should, to be honest. Which is part of the problem, is there's so much shit at those shows. It's exhausting. Yeah, he does bank a lot off of them. It's kind of the point. I forgot to pull up the image for myself. Okay. No, that Sword Art Online's still going. I think they did like an AU version of itself, to basically as a rewrite. And I'm assuming that's what the new game is based on, is that version of SAO. Hell, the spin-off Gun Gale, I think they had a second season like last year or year before. So like, Sword Art Online still makes money and still has stuff. They pump out those RPGs like once every like 2 to 3 years, I think. And they are like okay at best. They are like nothing to write home about in any regard. That'll work. Not all the way, thank you very much. That's I was about to say, what about Unity? Because I think isn't the Black Flag getting a remake? Then they announced that officially. Which makes me go, cool. That's something you should have done to start with instead of making Skull and Bones. Instead, you made Skull and Bones and wasted everybody's time on a bad pirate game. Congratulations. And Microsoft announced the new Xbox that they're working on, and I go, cool, another box for you to not sell because nobody wants your stuff anymore because you fucked up so bad. And it's just like, hey, there's an Xbox. And I go, cool, will it be affordable? No, because of everything going on? Get fucked then. Yeah, and how much will it be? Will you be less than Steam's offering? No, then it's pointless. It is downright fucking pointless. Something not properly. Okay. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, there's shape. Just need to get details in there. Hmm. I have not bothered to look into it, nor have I seen anything, so I particularly didn't have had no interest, so I was like, I'm not looking into this, and I have also not seen it. Ow. That seems pointless. There it goes. Find true straight. That'll work like that. Do that. Not the whole thing. Oh, I am just curious what that looks like. Yeah, that, nope, don't do that. That'd be a bad thing. Oh, please, thank you. Can't type. Oh, that's perfect. It's actually beautiful and perfect. Okay. Probably want to. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Me likey a lot. Dare I say this is one of the better things I've created on these streams so far. Don't know why, but it is. Yeah, I feel that. Okay. Psst. Sure, we'll make a video game on anything. I just saw something and I need to look into it. Okay, you get like a 10% discount on Slate Aspire 2 if you have the first one. Cool. That is nice to know. That's not like a big discount, but that's something. Also, since I said there was a Black Keys update in an hour, here's the Black Keys update that I said would be a thing an hour ago. Looks like they kind of designed, like it's Overlord. Whichever one of these is a triple changer, they made it to where his two alt modes and these kind of Black Keys wheel stuff are combinable. You can make a combined alt mode. That's neat. I will drop this in on Discord. Honestly, I'm not sure which one I prefer of the two of them. Because I kind of like the second one here. Just because of the kind of like the extra tank bits kind of give the boosters a little extra. And then like the tank turret on top works. And I kind of like the extendedness of the first one. I don't know. I kind of dig both of them. They did both job on both of those. That's kind of neat. Anywho, back to work. I am extra distracted tonight, as you can tell. I'm thinking I had to do this something real quick. Maybe got this channel. Don't hear it yet. Kind of bring that out a little bit, like not super whole lot. Oh yeah, Cuphead's a TV show for a while. Ooh, that's... Like debuted like oh, 4 years ago. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, yeah, it's an indie game, but Microsoft put a lot into advertising for that game. So it's basically like Claire Obscura, where, yeah, it's an indie game that had a lot of money put into its advertising.
destruction. Oh yeah, down, baby, baby, down, oh yeah, down, baby, baby, oh yeah, down, baby, baby, oh yeah,
Hmm.
Fears awake, anger breathes loud, face reality, never be charity. The enemy you're fighting covers all society. Damn right, mommy's not here, gonna fight all night. Right here, shadow 10 o'clock direction. Seize the moment,
Thank you.
destroy the nation. Your rhyme slow motion, give me motivation. Get out now and then on the rival. Round up around, spit out all over. Rhyme like a rolling stone, come in the crowd. Watch out the moon, they this too loud. Give what this sound and bombs whole ground. So round up, don't ease your pace, cause enemies brutal. Moment of truth, there ain't no truth. You're the only one world, one law. But the battle goes on, shadows all mass destruction. Oh yeah, down, baby, baby, oh yeah, down, baby, baby, oh yeah, down, baby, baby, oh yeah, Fears awake, anger breathes loud, face reality, never be charity. The enemy you're fighting covers all society. Damn right, mommy's not here, gonna fight all night. Right here, shadow 10 o'clock direction. Seize the moment, destroy the nation. Your rhyme slow motion, give me motivation.
Because, right, because it's right there. Shoot. That's a problem. That'll work. I'm gonna. Hmm. Oh. Okay. Satins, and they're just messing with stuff repeatedly. Just like, will this work? No. Will this work? No. No, that doesn't do it. Yeah, all we've got left now is basically the wings, which is the fun part. Right, that I only have to make one of them, and then right hand mirror the other. Did I mean to do that? Now I'm debating whether to start that tonight or we just end off early and then chip away at this next week. We might do that next week, to be honest. But I am really happy with how that head turned out. That was... I did not expect it to get it looking, honestly, that good. Yeah. We'll pick up the wings tomorrow. Or, not tomorrow, next week. Because it'll be a process and a half as I try to figure it out. Because I have a hole cut, but we're probably going to have to cut. Like, shrink that hole down. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure out how those wings are supposed to go. Yeah, a week ahead, folks. Nope. Nope. Why did I have that twice? Or... But week ahead, folks. Tomorrow, it's Tales from the Cube. Kirby Air Ride, original Kirby Air Ride. We're gonna see how that goes. And do some little bit of Star Rail and maybe Zenless after that. I don't know. I kind of left it as Star Rail because I might just muck about playing Arcadia, picking up stuff. Saturday, our 5th week of retro or of Multi-Warp Madness. Seed is going. I'm starting with Fire Emblem and then swapping to KH2. The plan for Saturday. Don't know what Tommy's plan of attack is for the Seed at the moment, but the Seed still lives for now. And then Sunday, TGS with a little bit of Fortnite beforehand. We'll talk about the new Lego Pokemon set. I might just throw the Capcom Presents, even though there wasn't anything really new there on there. Probably maybe the Indie World Showcase. I don't know. We'll definitely talk about the Pokemon Presents. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow, really appreciate it. Exclamation point, YouTube and chat. It's the YouTube archive for the Stellar streams. A whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff is going up, basically for the next week or so. And then it's like 2019 stuff, I think, from there. Exclamation point, social and chat. It's the handles for our social medias. Exclamation point, Discord chat. This link, drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.